Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
Hey, I'm Joey.
And I'm Jess.
This is episode 213 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel.
That was a real login.
Hey,
Are you sure this is on?
Yes,
We're
it
all
is
so
on.
quiet.
No, we're quiet, and it's like we've done this NPR open before.
But if you haven't heard our NPR open before, this is a podcast where we talk about gravel bikes,
And
Like trips.
we talk about cycling.
adventure,
We talk about adventure biking.
hitting deers. I had a poopy diaper hit my car yesterday.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I forgot to tell Jess about that.
Oh my!
There's still remnants, but we also
You
talk
sure it
about
wasn't your poopy diaper?
bike packing, bike camping, or just playing bikes.
Was it on the highway?
Yeah, I was coming home from Baltimore, and I was about a mile from the Riva exit, and dump truck thing gets in front of trash truck.
Okay.
And this thing, time like froze for a second because I was like, I've seen 2x4s come through. I had no idea what this was. It's like this little brown. It wasn't like disgusting diaper. It was like saturated in like just brown water.
Oh,
It wasn't like poop dippy, but if you look past my window, like on the side of the car, you could on the driver's side.
I'll examine it on the way
Yeah.
out. I'll check
And it just
out.
went. Psh,
Now you hit a
and
diaper.
I thought it was coming through. I didn't know it was soft. So poor Wawa had to go to like one of their little scrubby things and just like wash my car like that.
totally serious, aren't you?
Oh yeah, it was nasty. And then I pulled next to the trash truck. I'm like, ugh.
Well, we still have, in my opinion, the Croatan Buck 50 high.
Oh yeah,
I think, not literally, figuratively.
I am figuratively off that high. I hit that high low on Monday morning when I had to get ready for work.
If we could get there today, I thought it would be interesting to talk about how to train for a long gravel ride, such as the Croatan Buck 50.
just ask Chris.
Yeah, you don't do anything.
Don't do
You
anything.
you just show up.
Somehow that worked out well.
So we're going to recap our Croatan experience, saying thank you and to all of the friends that we saw there. It was like such a great way.
Don't know everyone.
Yeah.
Don't remember who, when, what, where, why. But as a general, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Before we get to all that, though, some great discount codes to share on either the Salt Stick website or the JoJ website. When you reach checkout, use the code LOVEYOUBUY. Take 20% off all your items. Jess, did you pound your salt stick?
Yes.
Yeah, I did too. I did use the tabs. It was really good. They do right. They do right. Over at Cutaway USA, which I never did get over to see Philip. I didn't get a chance to go over and chat with him. Sorry about
Joey
that.
bought
Philip.
a race cut jersey.
Yeah, I wanted
That
it. I
worked
wanted
out
it
for you.
I really wanted the Dale, and I'll probably reorder a Dale.
Okay.
But I got a Jeff Gordon
Okay.
because I bought the last extra large. I'm like, cool. And then Nick is talking to him, and he's like, oh, these are race cut. And I'm like, I at least need a 3X. But I bought a 2X, and I had to get a Jeff Gordon. He's cool,
Oh yeah.
but I wanted a Richard Petty or
The Dale Earnhardt.
Dale. Really wanted Dale.
Intimidator. Yeah. Over at Cutaway USA, use the discount code GTD20. Take 20% off your order there. If you're in the market for a new hydration pack, check out Orange Mud. Use the discount code FF23RAINS. Take 15% off your order. I'm going to have all of those discount codes and the links in the show notes. What are you drinking over there tonight, Joey?
Well, it was one of those days where I really wanted to drink, but then I'm like, if I succumb to that, do I have a problem? So I had seltzer and tea.
Well, y'all had a very big day.
It was a busy day.
You had a very, very busy
First
day.
day back, and it started out great.
Let's start with that, and then we'll get into the weekend. What happened on the way to work this morning, Jessica?
I was playing my Frozen soundtrack.
Okay.
I was listening to all the Delightful's Frozen songs.
You just what was that deer in there? That caribou?
Yes, I hit the deer in that movie. The caribou, the goofy one. Yeah.
That's Sven?
Sven. Yeah. So you killed Sven today.
Yes.
Oh, poor Sven. Oh.
I was just, as I tell my middle schoolers, I was just driving my 5.5 minute drive to work in the morning. I was driving 5.5 minutes down the road to work. I was listening to my Frozen soundtrack. I like it. Let it go. Like, I was very angry this morning.
Okay.
And
Not
then
at me.
deer.
If you were angry, you didn't swerve into the deer, did you?
No,
Did
the deer definitely ran into me.
That is a question on the Geico insurance app.
Is it really?
Yes.
Now, this deer, how big was it?
A big deer.
Okay, yeah, because it
100 pounder.
it ripped up the front of the car pretty tight.
Yeah, and it wasn't like I hit it. Like I didn't like hit it and like swerve. I just like hit it.
Yeah.
Like he still ran a little bit for the ditch before he died, but he died. He was
Okay.
convulsion, like
Yeah.
having convulsions of dying.
Okay.
It was very sad to see that at 7:00 in the morning, killing a live human being,
Well, a
a
deer.
live human, a live animal.
A live animal.
Sven.
A live animal. Sven. I killed Sven.
Thank God I got there and it was dead. I do not like to see animals suffer.
Oh no, nobody does. Nobody. Does.
No, some people are weird, but
I did notice that there was some deer hair in the
Yes.
front of the
still in
car,
the back of the car too.
so you could clip that off and make some flies out of it.
Yes, my Subaru sign is missing from the inside of my car.
There's a lot of the grill
Joey
gone.
apologized to the police officer because of my unorganizedness of being able to find documents I need.
Oh,
So,
Okay, let me just butt in
Okay.
politely.
please.
This is why I'm there to help Jessica sometimes. But her car registration, some of the numbers are on the front plate, and some of the numbers are on the back plate are off.
so he thought my car was not registered.
And then she also doesn't have her driver's license or current registration.
So I just
Paper.
can't find things.
So we didn't have anything, but he was nice.
Okay.
So we have to order her a new registration piece of paper with a sticker and a
Okay.
new driver's license.
Okay. You don't have your driver's license?
No, I have the driver's license number,
Okay.
and that's written on my ID card.
Didn't you lose your driver's license in Gravel Worlds one time?
Yes, no, that was my debit card,
Oh, your
and
debit
Jason
card.
gave it to me at the
Okay.
start of the race. He got off of the ladder, and he was like, "Jess, I found your debit card." I was like, "Well, thank you."
Well, it doesn't sound like, while that's a not a fun thing to have happen, it doesn't sound like it's too disconcerting. for
No,
you.
it
It's
wasn't
just
terrible. I
happens. It
still had to go to work. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you know.
It happens.
I tried to draw a depiction of what happened with the deer on my board, but
For the children?
yes, because they all asked me what happened. I never walk in with the kids. I think I was more crying because I don't know where my license registration or my numbers are. So I'm always afraid that I'm going to jail.
No, no one's taking you to jail. They will not.
Straight to jail.
Straight to
Maybe
jail.
the fun police, but
Well, I'm glad that it's not going to be.
all I was doing is listening to Idina Menzel sing me "Let It Go."
Okay, so I've got a list of people here in front of me that I want to walk through, trying to recognize everyone that came out and said hello at
Where's this list
Croatan.
at?
It's in the show notes. So
I did a general.
I don't have their names. I can't remember their names, but the folks from Charlotte that brought the beer from Devil's Logic.
Yes. The dry Irish stout.
Wow, is that good? And I think one of them was one of the brewers.
Yes.
So bravo, thank you. I appreciated that. Eric and Jesse and Grant coming down from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and I forgot Eric's bass layer like you told me to bring.
Yep. I'm gonna actually take that from you tonight, and I have other stuff to mail because I
I
sold.
got to go to the
some
post office tomorrow.
Okay. Are you sure?
I need to write him a little letter.
Are you
I
positive?
was really out of it
Okay.
when I saw him Saturday night.
So they brought all sorts of goodies.
Holy cow. Like we feasted and then Eric shows up. I'm like, I'm already full and just
Well, I kept eating. The whoopie pies.
Whoopie pies.
Oh, the whoopie pies were so delicious. I did dig through that pack to get my preferred flavor. There's no doubt. And I got it too. Chocolate with the white cream in the middle.
I just picked it.
Yep, it's perfect. He had bourbon, but the winner, the hit of all of that, quite frankly, were Jesse's Ghost Pepper Pistachios. Which did either of you have the Ghost Pepper Pistachios?
I don't think I could have cracked an 8-1 Saturday night.
No, but I was lucky enough that they got in the truck coming home, so I had some when I got home. And Jesse, that is magic right there, my friend. That was so good. And everybody thought the ghost peppers, they'd be hot, but they weren't hot at all. They just had like a really smoky kind of, like not a pepper bite to them at all. Perfect, on point. Ted brought, I think, like, I don't know if they were related to him, but he had a bunch of people with him. No, I know they were related to him, but I thought all those people up there were related to each other. One or the other.
Well, they're border people, Maryland, Pennsylvania.
Ted brought a whole bunch of people with him. I will never get all the names.
Head crew. I know John.
Chris grabbing his first century in probably the hardest way possible to do it.
Yes.
Also with only training.
Two mountain bike rides.
And he said he did some time on the trainer.
Yes.
That's all he did, and he went out and nailed that full buck. Bravo, Chris. Outstanding. Alex and Chris, Dirty Kitten, they were out there single speeding it up.
Pacha.
And Pacha. That was actually my next point was Pacha was the best point of that whole. I think Pacha's just a super cool little dog. Just such a super chill little dog. Larry, Jack, Jerry, Gabe were all there.
Gary.
Great to see all of our outsider friends.
Yeah, we never hung out like we
didn't really hang out. We saw him.
Mike texted me today, said he was in his trailer by 9:00 with his wife watching Cops. After they did a little walk, we saw them. I guess he went to bed.
Yeah, well,
it was a fast weekend.
Yeah, it was. It did seem like that, didn't it?
He didn't want it to stop.
Yeah. Ron Welsh stopped by with his wife.
Yes.
And it would, we would be remiss if we didn't send final thank you to Matt for putting on such an amazing, it wasn't just a bike race. It was an amazing weekend.
It was an experience. Bruce Buckley came over and hung out and took pictures and said hey, and gotta give him a shout out because he's on next week.
Yeah, that's a little teaser for everybody. Bruce Buckley's going to join us next week. I'm excited about that.
You got Jess all up in her rooftop tent, so hopefully that's
and I knew he knew me because he came up to me and said, "Hello, friend."
Oh, nice.
So, because I see him at all the little cat events.
I saw other people. My friend Cy, who was a roommate of mine over at a USAC event, and we were at Colorado Springs doing mechanical stuff. He headed up. What do you call that?
Mechanicked.
He led the Wounded Warrior. Yeah. He oversees a lot of that, and he's out of Raleigh.
Nice.
So he was riding with his group, too.
It was like there were some hand bikes, right? Were there some hand bikes out there?
There was a lot of recumbents.
Yeah.
And that had to... recumbents on that course.
Oh, wow. I'm not even sure how.
Extremely hard. Way more power.
He's probably riding a wheelie for the entire thing.
Who is dumb enough to do that? Actually, that guy was that guy, Rich.
I don't know his name.
Old customer at Parvella. I thought it was down here, and I was like, no. His son used to work at Family Bikes Crofton, and he invited me the time he did like the hour record of a wheelie on a track too.
Okay.
Like 5-6 years ago, and he did his first century like a year ago.
He did the full Buck 50.
Yes.
While wheeling. That sounds really hard.
Rich Flanagan.
Sounds really hard.
Really hard.
Jess is just like, I'm tired of your dumb jokes. I'm just tired of your dumb jokes.
I saw Brian on Sunday.
Saturday.
Oh, we had a Rich
Friday. Thursday.
So let's talk about the course.
Wednesday.
Let's talk about the course.
It was very mentally challenging because there's none of that course where you can drift your mind for a little bit.
Nope.
You can't pull out your phone, take pictures. You got to be careful when you drink your water. Yep. You got to look at other riders. Like, you couldn't doze off. So from a mental standpoint, it was exhausting. Yeah. So you can't zone out. You can't do anything or you're going to hurt yourself.
The potholes are the same color as the surface.
Oh, did you see what Matt did?
What?
Matt had the rain and the pollen come up.
I know.
So it looked like he circled a lot of the potholes like as a hazard.
Yeah.
The pollen.
That was actually
great.
It took a lot. It must have taken him a lot of time to do that.
It was a lot of water.
It's a lot of work.
Maybe a watering bucket.
I did notice that, though. I was going to mention that. So y'all did the 50, which was the same course that we covered on the 100. Except we had that little bit of extra loop,
Catfish.
That little loop out there to the waterfowl place and up around Catfish Lake, which the very, very top end of that loop was probably the roughest part of the course on the Buck. Quite honestly, it was it wasn't very long, but there was a section there when you got off of the road before you got to the grass that was kind of beat up a little bit. So you had to pick your lines through there. And
You think for Rich it was wheelie foul out there?
yeah, I bet it was. It's just going to keep going. It's going to just keep happening.
Oh,
Jess.
I got it.
Okay. You're wheelie with the program?
Wheelie with the program.
Okay.
That guy wheelie saw my nipples too.
That was so nice. We're gonna jump around all over the place. When Chris and I came in, and Chris was just a little bit behind me because y'all were yelling.
That would have been
"Where's
nice to
Chris?
know."
Where's Chris? Everybody was up on the fence there cheering us in.
Poor Larry. He had to get up there.
He had a bad knee.
Yeah. And Joey took his shirt off.
I was afraid to get my nipples caught on the chain link
That's
fence.
Joey's number one fear is having a paper cut through his nipples.
Paper cut nipples.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Chris was behind. I'm like, oh, man, I got to put my. I had to stay there for a couple extra minutes. Sure.
Well, we got to the end of the gravel there at 58, and we got right there. We stayed together all day, and we got to that point, and it was it was I think safer to kind of have a little separation that time of the day because there weren't nearly the number of bikes on the road out there, and the cops were gone, so you're kind of on your own. You're kind of navigating and try to do that with somebody. So we kind of separated at that point, but it wasn't long. It was just 30 seconds, I think. He came in right behind me.
5-10 minutes.
No, it wasn't even close.
I was getting cold.
Wasn't even close to that long. How was the course for you, Jess?
It was nice. It was easier than last year, I thought.
Yeah.
Last year, I thought it was a lot harder. And I felt like Sector 4 took 4 to 5 miles last year.
Mm-hmm.
Where this year, I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. There was already a paved divot.
There's
ready
a line.
To go. Yeah.
I
Where
know.
last year, I didn't think there was an ounce of non-muddy section.
There were a couple, like 2 or 3 spots where it was just completely. There's
no way I could have rode. There's no way last year I could have rode that.
Yeah. And you noticed that the Buck 50s when they were coming back because it was still raining in the morning and it was kind of misty. They were a lot dirtier.
Correct.
And so as the day wore on, the Buck 50 crowd was the dirtiest. Then the Buck crowd, we took the brunt of the beating of the mud and the spray early in the day, and then it just went away. So I'm not sure. Did you guys even have that at all? It was a little chilly, and it was a little
cold after you guys
damp.
left.
Yeah.
The temperature dropped.
I didn't throw my base layer on until 5 seconds before we were about to leave. I'm like, Joey, I'm going to ride my base layer. And I threw it on top of my jersey, figuring I could just take it off easier. And I never took it off.
Kept it on all day.
I kept it on the whole time.
I wore my gore jacket, my rain jacket.
I wore my rain jacket, but I wore my plastic kind of rain jacket, just that thing you stuff in your jersey pocket to keep the rain off. Because I thought I was going to take it off when it stopped raining, but then it got so cold that I kept it on. But when we got back at the end of our first lap, I took that off and put arm warmers on because it was a little more comfortable than that rain jacket. You kind of sweat inside the rain jacket a little bit.
Baby sweat.
Yeah, even though it's well ventilated, it was still a little damp on the inside. So that was a smart move to take it off. Let's see.
How much food did you eat?
I didn't really eat a lot until the very last turn rest stop. Like the last time we were at the aid station before we came back.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I was pounding cookies and
Pickles?
Coke and pickles and all sorts of stuff. I did have a flat.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, it was a weird one too. It was like in the not quite the sidewall, but not in the tread. It was right on the shoulder of the tire, right before it came to the sidewall. And it must have been a rock. I couldn't get it out. What was in the tire? It was below in sealant, and it blew out. So there was no like slow leak kind of thing. But I couldn't get the Dynaplug to go in because the rock was still in the tire.
Oh.
So I had this, I was trying to use the Dynaplug to pick it out. And I couldn't. I was trying to use my finger, and I had to keep squirting it with water because the sealant would cover it up, and I couldn't see what I was doing. It seemed like it took forever. Usually Dynaplug seals are you're just like, there's the hole, punch it, and you keep right on going. But I finally got the plug to go in, and then it was fine all day, no problem at all. Once it got in and sealed it.
Was that how far between that was your Trail Duke?
It was right after that, and so
At the same time.
I'm wondering if maybe because I did kind of take the bike off that, and it was in the grassy area. There was lots of little
thorns,
not thorns, but there's the prickly pear,
Yeah.
down in the grass. But whatever was in the tire was hard like a rock.
Oh, real quick, our friend Ashley rode into a ditch of water.
Oh boy,
Did you hear about that?
no.
I thought you were the one that told me. Maybe it was Larry. So Ashley got kind of diverted off course by I think some higher level riders.
Ashley from bikepacking trip last year. Okay.
He was loaded down bikepacking this year coming back.
Right.
And I think there was an oncoming thing, and he got he lost the game of chicken and ended up like completely submerged in a puddle.
Oh,
Or like the drain, like probably snake hit in there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's
Little
snake in there.
drainage ditches. Yep.
Yeah.
Poor
Okay.
Ashley.
Uh-huh.
Ashley, yes, came out again and did the bikepacking.
Yeah, I saw him
Overnight.
at the aid station as we were. Not sure. Yeah, it was when we were coming back. It was the second time through, third time through the aid station, I guess. The last journey through the aid station. I saw him in Chatham. I also saw Dustin there. At the
Klein?
aid station. Yeah. No. It was really cool to see people out on course like that too.
I saw a lot of people.
There's a lot of people.
It was
Sorry, I
fun.
didn't say hi to everyone.
It was really great
Yeah.
riding with Daryl. I think that was my top
yeah.
5 moments of the Croatan thing was riding with Daryl.
Oh, and
then
I skipped right over. Sorry, Jason and Jeremy and Mitchell
Daryl and Mrs. Daryl.
and Daryl.
Yeah, we called Judy at the aid station.
Mhm.
Judy called and checked in on our boys.
Nice.
So we talked to Judy. I said hi.
I don't know who Judy is, but Daryl was great.
Yeah.
Daryl's wife.
Daryl crushed it, and just was chugging along on his cutthroat.
We'll see all of them back at Grusky. How did your tent work out?
10 was great. Oh,
Yeah.
real quickly, were you there when I was? Jess has heard the story. Well, Jess saw me
Mhm.
coming through the cornfield. We're coming through probably one of the last little bit of it, and a left-hand turning sandy section. I found a good path on the left side. Everyone else on the right was walking. And lo and behold, Chris Howell is coming straight at me at like single speed, full pace. And I'm like, "Oh, hey, Chris!" And I'm like, "Oh, hey, Chris!" So I moved over a little bit, but the sand went from like hard pack to like 6 inches. And he's like, "I can't see anything," is all I heard from Chris. And he just kept riding, and I totally took a big old fall.
Oh, you fell.
Not hard, like sand broke my fall.
Okay, well, sand
And I didn't have any mud or anything on me.
No.
It was soft.
There was the coming through the cornfield going out. There was the one little bend in the cornfield where there was a pine tree. There's a tree that was like covering the hard pack that was on the right.
Mhm.
And the second time through the cornfield, I was talking to Chris about this because he was behind me, had gotten a little bit off, and I hit that pine tree like just full send. I was like, I'm going to just bust through this thing. And I did. I just plowed right through it. And if y'all know the course, you know what I'm talking about. I just bashed right through it. And then I got to where the field ended and you start to go back into the single track on the woods.
Mhm.
And I turned around to see where Chris was. And he was coming into that same spot, and the tree just totally took him out. And I asked him about it. He said, "Yeah, I saw you just ride through it, so I thought I could too." And I tried it, and I guess he didn't go with it into it with as much vigor as I did, so it was a problem for him. That was an interesting little part of the course.
All I'm saying is, if it was like Dylan Johnson, I would have stiff armed him in the sand. But Chris, Chris was racing.
Mhm.
I let him through. Dylan, sorry, he's a little guy. I would have taken him out.
I kept getting mad because Joey kept wanting to stop. And usually it's the other way around. Usually I'm like, "Joey, I want to stop. Joey, I want to stop." And Joey's like, "I have to stop him at my sig post." And I was like, "Nah,
Okay.
do you really have to?"
Cat's out of the bag. No, I waited as long as so. In my constant seat post issues this year,
Yep.
my new super slick, beautiful Ritchie chromed out post, I think, is like a millimeter under spec.
Oh.
And I had fiber grip on there. It went down torqued. I got like 2 miles in. I'm like, this is getting lower. Like my knee, you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And by sector 4, I was like 4 inches lower.
Holy cow.
And like every 5 miles, I was constantly, and I was completely over torquing it.
This has been the season. You've had a lot
Yeah.
of seat post.
So I got to like either keep the chrome and sand it down. I got to double check the measurements.
Just take the saddle off and just
No.
use the post.
I had no other issues. Like we just chugged along. I felt 100%.
Yeah.
Legs weren't sore, nothing. My lower back from the move-in seat. Yeah.
Yeah.
This wasn't even a dropper like the P&W that we had earlier this year.
I think Chris was telling me that was the only thing that really bothered him was his back.
Yeah.
The low back.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to get you out there. And of course, going to beat you up.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll beat you up.
But Jess did great. She just did her own thing. Second half, she was putting on her music, singing.
Nice.
Needed music.
The B lady was like, "Don't sing."
Yeah, some lady told me not to sing, and I
Well,
was
the
like,
e-bike lady I was
you're not
talking
an ABBA fan." Like,
Guess you can ride faster or you can ride slower.
Great.
You got two choices here, lady. Go in front of me or go behind of me. One of the two is going to happen. 'Cause the singing ain't stopping.
How was your tent and camp setup?
Tent worked out great. You know, we went down on Thursday and met Larry back in the
You
forest.
had to pack up that entire gazebo.
Yeah, it really wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Wasn't bad at all. The tent worked out great. The gazebo, well, I'll tell you what, that gazebo held up to those 35-mile-an-hour
Heck yeah, it did.
winds on Friday. Those were ridiculous winds on Friday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So that it actually worked out really well. It was a Gazelle 12-foot.
It fit a lot of us comfortably during the rain.
Yes, it did. Yes. Yeah, it did. And
We
it
were all
kept,
standing, but
kept all the bikes dry overnight,
it did.
which was really cool as
They
well.
didn't make little striders.
Yeah, they didn't make little bike
Nope.
babies.
There were no bike
Little
babies.
S-Works.
Yeah.
Well, if that happened, then we'd let them all stay in there
I
forever.
would have thought the Otso and the rodeo would have gotten it on.
Not so in a rodeo had
A
sex.
little
what would it
like Wara Flana donkey thing. Yeah.
be? A tie donkey. No, the tent though worked out great. I was very, very pleased with that. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. That's going to come in so handy for a lot of events. Appalachian Journey coming up in a couple of weeks. We've got Growly Cat coming up a couple of weeks after that.
Public. They were camping.
Oh, they don't know where we're camping.
Oh, yes.
We
We were
camped
staying at
there.
the KOA.
Yeah, the KOA. We're overlanding at the
Chris and Alex.
at the KOA. We're overlanding.
COA.
We're overlanding at the KOA. And then what's coming up after that? Just there's more. Grusk is going to be like
Something in May.
it'll be just perfect by that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm real pleased. And then I guess the highlight of the social side of the weekend was the after party
Oh, yes.
at, I guess, around our little campfire.
Oh, that ground zero.
Yeah. There were so many people coming and going. It was just pleasant. It was just
Yeah.
so nice. It was just so nice.
It was, I mean,
People
we
were
had a
singing
big
to
old
each
circle.
other, and
We had a guy racing he's like, "Oh, Speedway is open," racing his Mustang around by himself. The Outsiders did their social lap.
and they also did. Who was it that did the Ricky Bobby reenactment?
That was the Wounded Warrior people, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was just.
Nobody knew what was going on at the moment.
Not at first.
But see, that's part of it.
But then you see someone in their underwear and a helmet, and you're like, oh.
And they're running around out there and they're rolling around.
on
I'm on
fire,
fire,
Ricky."
You're on fire. It was brilliant. It was
Yes.
whoever's idea that was to reenact that scene in Ricky Bobby on the being on fire in his underwear. That just so smart, so clever,
Yeah.
very witty, very very witty.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it was a great like that Saturday night was just you can't plan something like that. I think I told you
you
that.
couldn't plan in what we did.
You can't, it just happens.
Yeah, but my best friend Gabe was there.
Yeah, Gabe was there.
Gabe
and
was good there.
We
It
give
was-
Gabe an early shout out.
Gabe and Jack were singing to
Nick.
each other. I don't know if they knew it, but
Gabe, Jack, and Nick. Gabe brought homemade apple pie.
uh-huh.
You cooked hot dogs with spare onions.
Yep. Which actually was really good.
Larry made beans and weenies.
They made beans and weenies with like
with summer sausage.
summer sausage, which brilliant idea.
Mm-hmm.
And
Never
he
would've-
also never gave Alex's potato.
We never ate those potatoes.
Never ate the potatoes. He worked and worked and worked.
He worked so hard to get those
The little
potatoes
can of
open.
Potatoes open.
I just thought he was going to put them in the beans and weenies.
I thought there was no room in the pan.
Oh.
I thought Alex came and got the potatoes.
Yeah.
though.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think to store them, and she had a container.
Okay. I can't remember.
But
I don't know.
we had Nashville hot chicken sausage or something.
That was really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the sausage. Chicken
Jerry
sausage.
Jerry made a big old pot of Kevin's famous chili. After we ate that and munched on stuff, Eric came over with all his food.
Mhm.
I actually have an extra whoopie pie.
Do you really?
Smothered it.
Oh,
Smuggled it. We had artillery Friday night going off from
It
Lejeune.
was weird, wasn't it?
The rain, I felt bad for the car people. The Friday night was somewhat warm, and having all the windows open on the tent and the cross breeze was great.
Yep.
I knew the car people were going to be a little steamy because they had to roll up their windows because of the rain.
Because of the rain.
But our tent, I think, just like all the other rooftops, did a really good job.
Yeah.
The rain fly sticks out so far
Mhm.
that you're not going to get wet.
We didn't have any water issues. We were able to keep
Nothing.
The windows were open.
Windows are open. Nothing
Keep the
happened.
Ventilation going.
No wind affected. Like, it didn't feel like our tent was going to collapse. Probably like a lot of ground people's tents.
Nope.
We were comfortable.
That was all, I think, too,
Dry.
about parking it smartly. So that the clamshell faced
Yeah.
the wind.
Yeah, I planned that one.
It never moved. It never even.
No, I was waiting for ours to close together one time. Some really big winds,
Cut your
and
legs off. Ka-chunk.
I'm like, no, I mean like while we were sitting out there,
Yeah.
because the wind died down
Yeah.
as we went to sleep,
Yeah.
and then it poured. But that's what I woke up like at 2, and around 3 when it rained, that put me back to sleep, which was nice.
I slept really great and in the tent.
So good.
All the nights. It was no problem.
My
at all.
belly told me at 6 o'clock it's time to go.
Yeah, time to get up.
Yeah, time to eat.
And that was nice.
6 o'clock with clean porta potties is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was all perfect.
Well, I'm sure we'll off and on come back in, float back into Croatan things as we typically ramble.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to throw Strava Club around?
Real quick, moonshiners, tater tots.
Yeah.
Poor Jack got both times at the end of the day. He was like one person behind the last tots.
Oh no.
Yep, both days, Friday and Saturday.
Oh.
And we all like at first, like somebody got a hot dog, somebody got a hamburger, but it was real money with the chicken fingers.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
you got
Chicken
fries,
fingers and fries. And then Joey got
tater tots,
tater tots.
Nice.
and I got the breakfast sandwich on Saturday, which was really good. Was a hamburger bun, but with sausage and egg and cheese.
I never went in there.
Oh, you never went in?
Never went in.
Oh, they had little mini cars. They had like gnomes, a fireplace.
Never
It was
went
cool.
in. Oh man.
And you had the typical like North Carolina old woman. Sorry, everyone. Taking the meal, and she was kind of like moody,
Yeah.
but she was like funny about it. And like
Okay.
it'd be
We went to the Lighthouse Cafe or something on the
that's where
way
Matt
out.
told us to eat as we were like redneck and tailgating on
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah, it was really good. We went in for breakfast on Sunday morning. Unbelievable breakfast. So good.
Well, I wanted when Matt came over and he's like, "This is the most redneck thing as we're tailgating." I'm like, once most of us are all set up, like we can't take
We're
our
not going
cars back
anywhere.
out.
No, not going anywhere.
I'm pretty sure the 12 of us didn't make a hurt anyone financially.
No. I think, just setting the rooftop tent in up and down a couple of times. I think I've got it.
It's easy.
It's once you've done it a few times. and
I
you
mean,
just
I
got the
packed that
order
thing
of
up
the
under like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. And I was still kind of struggling with it a little bit. It's a process, and until you've done it 3 or 4 times, you have to think through it. And you have to move. It's just
There's little things I know to do in mine now.
Yeah.
That I didn't know the first 2 times,
Yeah.
and I didn't have it perfect because I got to open it back up because it was a little dewy Sunday morning.
Have you opened yours up and dried it out yet?
Nope.
Yeah.
I was going to do it this morning, but someone hit a deer.
Okay. Yeah, I actually opened up the gazebo and set it out in the sun and let it dry. And I've opened
Our
up the
bags and
tent,
stuff
let
are
it
still
dry.
in mine.
Yeah, let it all
Sleeping
dry.
bags.
Let it all dry.
Oh crap! What was I going to say?
Just
Oh. That was the first time I rode the rodeo as is.
How did it go?
Other than the seat post, it was so stable.
Yeah.
It felt really good, so comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, except for my lower back when the seat moved.
Yeah.
But it had power where I wanted to. It was extremely stable with Dodge and everything.
Mhm.
And the single track stuff. And I really want to run that thing with like really fat tires, but it was real nice, Clark.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to keep riding it.
Cool.
Um,
It looked good.
Yeah.
It looked so good.
I had a lot of people trying to figure out what it was. There's rodeos barely written on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like, I'd be like, hey, I see someone in the other rodeo, like, hey, nice trail donkey. And they're like,
They're trying to figure out, what are you riding?
mysterious man. All right, Strava Club.
I hope Daryl won Strava Club.
Everyone is on my Strava Club.
Chris
Oh,
Bellion.
Chris is back.
We know him. He's my Instagram friend.
Yeah. Chris, everyone knows Chris now.
Chris Brannon?
No, Chris Bellin.
Chris Boleyn.
Actually, Chris is going to yell at
Do
me
you know
for saying
him?
that wrong.
No, I don't.
No, Chris. We met Chris for the first time at Rally Cat last year. He was in a Hush Money kit.
Okay.
We stayed in contact, and then ran into him all over, unpaved and stuff. Chris bought a Crux from us, Monster
Cool.
Cross. Always chit chatting little things here and there on the Instagram.
Nice.
He's cool.
He's a good friend of Nate's. He's from Lancaster, but lives in Arlington now.
Lancaster.
Lancaster. I said Lancaster. I made sure I said
know.
the kiss.
No, I always, whenever I hear it, I have to say it so that I know that I'm saying it right.
Wow, we got our boy Justin again. Am I on the right show notes?
No, you're not even on the right show notes. Your Strava Club is completely wrong. I'm saying,
Yeah.
what are you looking at?
Yeah, this is
If you are
is
going
how
to sit
raw
in
we
that
are.
seat, though, you are in charge of taking care of
the dog's been fine. No one can hear
He's
him.
just whining. Nobody can hear him. He's upset that nobody can hear him. You want me to do Strava Club, or are you pulling him up?
Well, Jessica, tell us about your nutrition really quick while I pull this up.
I ate some Bobo bars,
Mhm.
some Lara bars.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had some cookies because I like cookies. And then I had a swig of Coke.
I liked your Instagram reel with Joey picking his nose.
Thanks.
Oh, I did that on
Great.
purpose.
Well, I know. It was obvious you were doing it on purpose.
I don't have the new show notes.
You want me to just do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Top 100 rider random shout outs. Chris Brannon from Portland, Oregon with 121.3 miles. Good job, Chris. Matt
Good job, Chris.
Eggleton from Alexandria, Virginia, 224.3.
Holla.
Charlie Jenkins from Sherman, Texas, 173.4. To break into the top
121.2. Got
There
it.
we go. There we go. And we are up to, do you want to give the grand total?
800,064.12. We're at 896.
896. We're up a couple of numbers. Sorry. We're getting close to that 900 number. One of these days, we'll break that 900
One of these
number.
days.
One of them.
Yeah.
Strava.com/clubs/gravel travel dirt. Now, I had promised that we were going to talk about some basics like overview for training for a long ride, but I don't want to not give that the attention that it deserves. And then we've got Bruce next week. Do we want to hold on to this for maybe the week
Yes.
after?
That's a good
or-
idea. I'm excited to hear about Bruce, about how he captures all of people's moments of joys.
I am too.
Or an unjoyce.
Well, agony is we're there for us to suffer sometimes.
When this album comes out, because it's so moody out this weekend, it's going to be beautiful.
Joey's picture with him leaning over the stand was really cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Very manly with his little coffee mug. Was there coffee in it or bourbon?
It was
didn't know.
early.
I didn't know if it was the
It was
morning.
only half bourbon, half
or
coffee.
after.
We only had one cup of campfire coffee.
I love that everybody was in the little jumpsuits.
That's
Little-
what I love too.
little
I don't know
jumpers.
why I did not get one.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And I don't know. I like their name tags too. They had like groovy name
Yes.
tags.
Yes, they were like.
I know. They were dressed to impress.
It was really nice.
I
because,
know.
You just. I don't know. It's nice. It was just it lent an air of
Joey
both-
explained it to me. They're like the in the pit
crew, yeah,
I know,
pit
and
crew.
I knew that.
pit crew suits.
That's it, Chris.
Yeah.
But now that Matt knows I don't like to camp, he kept asking me all day, "How was camping?" I was like, "Not too fun."
You didn't enjoy
You had a
it.
blast.
Oh,
Our outdoor showers.
that was disgusting.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
All right,
they
to
were
be
great.
fair, I gotta give myself a little credit here, because I offered to take Jess to the ones that I know were steamy and hot and right
yeah,
by it.
but I
And then Jess is like, I want to shower outdoors. This is great. This is cool. And the water you thought was hot, it was cold. It was outdoors. Your
There were-
nipples were whistling.
There were outdoor showers.
Yeah, on the other side of the track.
No,
Last year they were hot. They
No.
were nice.
didn't go to any of the outdoor.
No, they
showers.
were like closed in, but like it was cool. I love outdoor.
I love an
showers.
outdoor shower too.
It was like that.
We had one at our
It had
last house,
hot and cold and
but it just didn't get hot.
didn't get hot.
Okay.
somebody's old soap was left there.
Okay. Like bar soap.
But you act like it was the end of the world.
covered in little hairs.
Be thankful you got a shower. I offered the hot, steamy ones.
No. We went over to the little house.
Yeah, everyone in our group did except for us.
Yeah, okay.
But I could only imagine after everybody used it how gross it was.
They were actually a little bit gross.
See?
They were a little bit. They were the ones over in the little house. Yeah, they were a little.
Nothing's gross if you're thankful.
Yeah, still a little
If you're
gross.
nasty,
Counting down the minutes till I could shower. Like, oh my God, my hair is so gross right
and
now.
she was still grumpy.
But it was fun. It
I
was.
was very grumpy when I got home because I didn't want to be home.
What do you mean?
I wanted to be home with my dog, but I wanted
She
to
likes. She is addicted to the rooftop tent life.
no.
Yeah.
I like real bathrooms and I like little like towels and nice things and soap.
We did talk about vans as we passed the van lot in Richmond.
Mhm.
And that would make sense.
A van. You would have your own potty in the van.
We could deck out a van for not a lot of money.
you can have your
We
own
might
potty.
need a new car soon too. Anyway,
Yeah, the way the deer. The deer damage.
yeah, they could be like, this frame is bent.
Yep. It's done. It's cooked.
Van
But
life.
probably not.
No, that or we just go buy another cross track. Like we were waiting for one anyway, so not a big deal.
Okay, this or that. You guys want to do this or that?
No. Let's just end it.
No. First one, Jess. The cornfield or Sector 4?
I liked both of them.
You liked both of them.
Yes.
Which one would you like more?
I actually was quite mad at Joey when he fell off, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta wait for him now." No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Was a few hundred yards ahead because I picked a good line.
Yeah, but I picked a good line coming home.
So you would say it's a toss-up for you.
Yeah, they were both really fun.
Yeah.
And I knew when I go out, I know it's an out and back course.
Mhm.
I count 2 corn mazes, 3 railroad tracks, lot 4, and then the road, then you're home. So I count backwards the other way. So I knew when I got to the corn mazes and I did that single trek thing, I knew that we were getting close.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that Chris did not like the cornfield at all, or the corn maze.
Yeah.
I like calling it the corn maze. I like that. I thought Sector 4 was kind of fun this year.
Yeah, there was lines and it wasn't as it wasn't 4 miles of it. Last year I thought it was just 4 miles of me walking my bike.
Yeah. Yeah. Sector 4 was a lot of fun this year. Joey?
I didn't like cornfields. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't hated. I'm not doing this race anymore. They were just my least favorite part.
Least favorite. I don't like the sand either. It's so easy to.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
because with pros, it was the whole between the fields, the single track and stuff, and it was very tight. And when you had the pros coming too,
Yeah.
there was some head-on stuff as we were going out, and on the way back there was people racing 100. The top few people, the first and second and third or whatever. That's where they
Yeah.
caught up to us and passed us.
That's why I liked that we all started together.
The one year.
I didn't like that the pros were head on with us.
Yeah,
Homecoming.
we met the return, I guess, as we were just almost approaching the aid station was when we first encountered returning riders. And there it wasn't that big a deal. And then we went into that extra loop, so we didn't have any of the returning riders there except for crossover traffic on the 100. So it was I see what you're saying though. If you encountered some racy types,
They were
in
all
the single
racy.
track and
Yeah.
cornfield.
Yes, that's exactly where we hit them.
That's a different.
When Chris hit me head on. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It was
Next
nice.
item: hot coffee or iced coffee.
Ooh, I
Ooh.
prefer both. I like hot coffee from Dunkin',
Okay.
and I like iced coffee from Starbucks.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
And I like hot coffee. I think I paid $10 for a coffee today because Joey's mom door dashed me one, and I was just having a day and I needed a coffee.
Oh, because she knew you'd hit a deer. So
Yeah,
that was nice.
so
That's sweet.
so that was sweet. So, I think she
My
paid
mom did that?
$10. Yes.
Man,
That's
she's
nice.
kind of been a bee lately. I'm going to have to take her a coffee.
Okay.
It's funny because
I don't drink coffee, but
I drink coffee.
hot thing
it's
versus-
delightful.
hot thing versus an iced thing. I'd much rather have iced tea than hot tea. So I'm going to go with I'll just say iced coffee, but I don't drink coffee. So
Jason thought it was funny when I was mocking you at CrossFit yesterday. I'm going to do the 20 pounds. And then you just went back and changed them. For
Oh,
the
yeah.
10s.
Oh yeah.
That was so hard yesterday.
that workout at CrossFit yesterday was brutal.
Oh
Joey?
my God, I forgot to order and have a minute.
Ice-
I really like iced coffee.
and you're done because you got to order.
Yeah, he has to order.
No,
but we
I-
could talk about the CrossFit workout
Hot
again.
coffee is great at. Oh man, I don't know.
Doesn't matter. I think it's past your. I've got past 7:00. Next item, Jessica: guacamole or salsa?
Guacamole.
Guacamole. Oh,
hell yeah. Guacamole.
Absolutely, Joey.
Joey's going guacamole.
Oh, I did it. Iced
Nice.
coffee.
Iced coffee.
Hot coffee is great when camping.
Okay.
It's just nice having a little jet boil.
Yeah, but Joey, I
but I
needed
do-
5 of them.
Huh?
I needed 5 cups of coffee.
Because it was such a little cup.
No,
Yeah.
I did a whole French press.
Okay. I don't know.
It was good, but iced coffee all day,
Iced coffee.
even in the middle of winter.
Okay, well, now we're on to guacamole or salsa.
Ooh, Fiesta guacamole.
Yes. Oh, all the way across the board, guacamole.
I love guacamole.
No, Fiesta guacamole is like a mixture. It's a chunky.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes salsa
It depends.
mixed in
Ooh,
and fresh.
I make a mean guacamole,
You do make good guacamole.
but given the right ingredients, salsa. Oh yeah, I like a
All right.
tomatillo salsa too.
Jess, this last one
I'm
is.
still on the salsa talk
Oh, okay.
and salsa bikes.
Got your name written all over it. Minimalist camping or glamping?
Okay, well, now that you bring this up, I told my therapist we went camping, and she was like, "Do you mean glamping?" And I was like, "Joey says it's glamping if you electricity, but I think we camp." And then I was explaining like the bathroom situation because I was walking kids to the bathroom on Monday, and I was like, "This is a luxury to pee in a bathroom. Like this is a luxury." All weekend long, I had to go find a bathroom or pee in a porta potty. This is a luxury, and I was like lecturing them on this. They were like, "What got into her?"
The deer.
Yeah, it's because I was camping weekend, and I was like, "Oh God, a toilet! I'm so thankful for a toilet."
So you would prefer the glamping for sure.
Joey says anything with electricity is glamping.
Is that the standard? Is there an actual standard? I can see that being a
I
measure.
think when the car is involved in a rooftop, that's glamping.
Well, I don't know.
No.
Because I don't
You
think
brought
so.
the outdoors indoors, which
Yeah.
was nice, or the indoors outdoors.
Yeah.
That's camp.
Yeah. But that's not necessarily glamping. That's just being prepared.
Oh, I'm an Eagle Scout. I know that's our
I
slogan.
think
Our motto.
having a toilet, a running water, and electricity is glamping.
Yeah.
Anything without that is camping. So, but you bike pack, you minimalist camp.
So
and when you're
my
in your
brother,
car, you carry a bunch of stuff.
my brother is going glamping. He's literally going into like
That's a
one.
cabin.
It's a hotel room, basically.
That's not camping. That's not camping at all.
Well, when I was 14 years old in Boy Scouts, we did wilderness survival. We have a little thing, a hip pack, and they stuck us in the middle of the woods at King's Landing, which is kind of creepy because you might get a drunk redneck
Yeah.
versus an animal. And I spent 3 days doing that, and that was nice.
So what's your answer?
I actually like minimalist camping.
Yeah.
Only because when you are like this weekend, you want to take as much crap as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And while that is nice, it's also just as much to pack and unpack and
Mhm.
clean and do.
Yep.
Like cleaning my camp box over there, my kitchen box, and
Yep.
the tent and everything. And you're loading up the car, and
I started that. I've done most of it. I still need to
it's
do
very
my kitchen
nice.
box. Yeah. Still need
Sometimes
to
I like just going a
well,
little minimalist, throwing your,
if
I guess,
you're
like bike packing.
If you're in one place for like 2 or 3 days,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to have things available.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it wasn't nice.
know, 'cause
I'm
we're-
lazy.
We're looking at doing some beach camping over on Cape Lookout this year, and that's you ferry over, and there's no store. There's a store, but there's nothing there. There's nothing, so it's like 50 miles of beach, and you just drive to a place we find, and
I'll take glamping over doors on the outside of the motel.
There you go. I like that.
No doors on the outside.
Okay, so next week we have Bruce Buckley,
Yes.
and then the week after
Maybe
that,
he'll have a photo shoot with me.
Maybe we could do like, hello, Bruce. Finding Nemo.
no, I don't understand that reference.
Bruce the
That's okay.
shark.
We could call him.
They have like their AA meeting, but it's like,
we could call him Bruce
hello,
Almighty.
Bruce.
Anyway, so we got Bruce Buckley next week, and then the week after that, we'll dig into
We'll get
training for long distance.
we'll get some seasoned pros on here.
Yeah. So let's shut this thing down. Thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Mid Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. If you've enjoyed the podcast, buy a T-shirt. I sold some T-shirts, so thank you.
Freaking
folks
Travis bought stuff.
and then Travis bought some T-shirts. So
Have you mailed that yet?
that helps. Travis's T-shirt?
Yeah.
No, I just got back.
Well, you suck.
He just bought it like while we
You're
were
not
over the
fast.
weekend.
No, I'm just kidding. Can I put something in the box?
Yeah. Well, no. We'll see.
Give me his
See
address.
how
I
much
have
it
his
is.
address.
Buy T-shirt. That's what you can do. Joey, how can folks get in touch with us?
Well, a lot of people touched me this weekend.
There was a lot of touching.
Yeah, things got a little wild, and I was shirtless. But graveltraveldirt.com is our website, and our Instagram is at Mid-Atlantic GTD. And I am starting this now. I'm going to find a band for next year at Croatan. We're going to have a little stage.
I like
it might be Mouse Rat. I don't know. But we'll see. A little bluegrass, a little rock and roll.
Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel Endurance recorded right here in Blake's kitchen. Thanks for riding along. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, man.
Love you. Bye.